What's up, everybody? Welcome to episode 5 of Catch My Drift. I'm your co-host, Timmy2Time, and this is my co-host, Sammy D. What we have for you guys today, we're going to give you guys the hot news in the NFL. We're going to recap all of the games for week 13, and we have a great recap for you guys this week. We're going to give you guys the quarterback cuck of the week and the clutch boy of the week as well. All right, let's kick it off, Sammy D.
Let's start with some what's news, Tim.
All right, let's do it.
I got some big what's news here. So I want to say Ben Roethlisberger, I don't know if you heard this, but he told people in confidence this week, not to tell anybody, but that this will be his last season.
Uh-oh. Yep, you called it.
Yep.
It's time, old Yeller.
I got to say, Ben. I don't think Big Ben should trust people with that information.
Obviously not if it got leaked.
Yeah. Well, but then it could be very Big Ben. They just beat the Ravens, and now they do have a shot at the playoffs. So if they make the playoffs, does he come back? Maybe. No. You need to reach out to him and be like, "Hey, I'll take care of the end of your career." Hey, what of your sources reached out to me and let me know you're retiring. Okay, so I thought that was kind of interesting. We kind of get a confirmation maybe that's going to happen. All right, I got something for you, Tim. Did you hear about this quarterback at Pitt?
Mm-mm.
Okay, this quarterback at Pitt, he had a fake slide in a game. He was going to give himself up after about a 15-yard run. 2 defenders were closing in on him from the front. He fake slid, which froze the defenders because they didn't want to hit him for a penalty, and then stayed on his feet and rushed for a 58-yard touchdown. Thoughts?
Wow.
Thoughts?
That's badass. How do you fake a slide, though? That's got to be hard to, like...
He was going, like, full speed.
And then he just, like, stopped?
And then he, like, started slowing down, like, as to go in for a slide, and the defenders were still, like, 5 yards out coming into him. When they saw him, they just completely stopped because they were like, we're not going to hit him. And then he said he realized that they were stopping, caught himself, and just kept running.
Wow, what a badass.
Wow. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it.
I like it.
It's very RG3.
I like it. Well, we all know RG3 didn't last very long, so maybe that's not the move.
Maybe not.
The news is a little slow this week in the NFL, so I'm going to give you Deontay Harris got suspended for 3 games for a summer DUI. And as a fellow dumbass that has a DUI myself, I feel bad for Deontay Harris because, he was just trying to enjoy a nice summer night, driving home, got popped, and now he's out 3 games. He's the only thing the Saints have going on offense, that he's the only guy that can make plays. So the Saints are fucked. Deontay Harris, I'm sorry, buddy. Just do your time and you'll be back.
Yeah. Tim, what did you always tell me? It's okay as long as you don't get caught.
Exactly.
Life lessons from Tim.
It never happened if you don't get caught. Never happened. You don't get caught, it never happened. All right, let's jump in. Bucs Falcons, all right?
Bucs Falcons, yeah. What do you got on this game?
Pretty much as expected. I actually thought the Falcons would cover this game. It was looking good, but they didn't score any points in the second half. Tom Brady is now the favorite in the NFL for MVP. He has 6 games this year with 4+ touchdowns. Him and Gronk become the number 2. They passed Antonio Gates and Phillip Rivers, and now they're the number 2 this duo between touchdowns. For the only people that have them beat is Peyton Manning and Marvin Harrison. So
wow,
we'll see. They got Peyton Manning and Marvin Harrison have 122. I think Brady and Gronk are at 104. But yeah, Tom Brady is 44 years old, and he's going to win another MVP, NFL MVP. I think.
Tom Brady looks insane. And the Bucs, I'm pretty sure they're the odds-on favorite to win the Super Bowl, and I don't see why they wouldn't be, because they're just like a more refined version of their team from last year.
Yeah, it's absolutely insane what this guy's doing at his age. It's like never been done before, ever. So
it's like me like playing Halo after years of not playing and hopping back on and still being pretty good.
Wait, did the new Halo get released?
It's released. It's okay.
When did it get released?
Well, they released it, surprise release, like 3 weeks ago. And
No, the full game though?
the
beta?
multiplayer, but they called it a beta. But it's like it's out. And it's free on Xbox Game Pass.
What?
What?
I need to get this.
Yeah, it's kind of hard, but anyways, enough of me comparing myself to Tom Brady.
Okay, Master Chief, let's move on. Cardinals Bears.
Cardinals Bears. This was very similar to the Bucs Falcons for me. As expected, we called this game. Cardinals to cover if Kyler Murray plays. He does. DeAndre Hopkins plays. He catches a sick touchdown in the first quarter. This game was close, at the start when it was tied 0-0. And then it got away from the Bears steadily as the game went on.
Yep. What did we say? Cardinals are 7-0 now against the spread on the road. We called that in the previous episode, guys. If you just listen to our episodes each week, if you listen to the full thing, you will get plenty of good information and winning bets from this show.
What did you say?
So make sure to listen to the whole show. Yep. Kyler Murray, 2 throwing touchdowns, 2 rushing touchdowns.
I had a few other notes here, Tim. Kyler Murray, obviously the rat, he played great. One of our listeners actually reached out to me before the game after listening to our show and told me to put some respect on Andy Dalton's name. I kid you not. We had somebody reach out to me. Somebody reached out to me and was like, you guys are really disrespecting Andy Dalton. I'd just like to point out to that listener, Glide Phoenix, that in his first 4 throws, he threw 2 interceptions. Okay. So 50% interception rate in his first 4 throws. It was also a very sloshy game. Matt Nagy, for some reason, decided to dress up like Ebenezer Scrooge. I don't know what that was all about. That was like the weirdest thing ever. So he's had some long nights. But yeah. Oh, also, if I'm just going to point this out, okay? If an announcer one more time references Jimmy Graham as a basketball player, I'm going to bite my own dick off. I am so gone. I get so tilted every time, every week. They're like, oh, they're bringing Jimmy Graham in the red zone. Probably will rely on his basketball techniques from college from 30 years ago. It drives me nuts. That's my pet peeve.
All right, yeah, they have been saying that forever, literally ever.
Anyways, that's all I have. Sorry about the rant.
All right,
I had to get that.
All right, well, I hope for the sake of your dick that they don't fucking that they don't mention that next week, because my God,
there's not much to bite off there. But anyways, sorry.
All right,
next game. What do you want to talk about next?
All right, enough about your dick. Chargers Bengals. All right. Chargers blow the Bengals out 41-22. Justin Herbert came back.
I don't he's a roller coaster, man.
He is, but he did have a nice rebound week versus the Bengals. This pretty much was the trap spot. Chargers were +3 coming into this game. The whole world was on the Bengals -3 after they destroyed the Steelers. What do you have on this game, Sam?
I mean, one, we called just to fade this game. This was a fade. Don't bet this game. I just have I don't know, like Justin Herbert is just tough to figure out because in the first half of this game, he was insane. He was like lights out, and then the second half he basically disappeared for most of it. So he's just a very streaky quarterback. I think he's better than Kirk Cousins, but he reminds me of Kirk Cousins in that he can have these monster games and these dud games, and then he can have these huge halves and then halves where he goes quiet. So it's just hard to figure out Justin Herbert. And then the Bengals, I would just say, man, Joe Mixon kind of got banged up halfway through the game. He came back. I don't know. Joe Burrow's tough to figure out sometimes. He fumbles. He gets hit from behind a lot. He gets strip sacked a lot. So he's a good quarterback, but like, man, he makes some like dumb plays sometimes. Yeah,
agreed. Let's move on. Vikings versus the Lions.
Oh my gosh, this freaking game.
This was a game for sure. The Lions got their first win of the season. My God.
So this game murdered my soul because I hit like all my picks this week, except this pick was involved in a lot of my parlays, and it broke like so many of my parlays. And so when that last drive was happening, when Jared Goff was just going down the field, and the Vikings just refused to play defense on the last drive. They literally played like an 8-man deep zone the whole drive, and they just took 10, 15-yard completions for like a minute with no timeouts. That was insane. That was my soul being broken.
No, God, please, no.
I was just like, my mouth kept becoming more agape as the drive went on. The Vikings played to their competition every week. I can't believe it.
They do. They literally just like every game is with like decided between 3 and 6 points with the Vikings.
And just
or
to be
0
clear,
and 6 points.
Just to be clear, the Lions should have lost this game. I need your thoughts on this, Tim. Dan Campbell made another Dan Campbell move, okay? They were ahead by, I believe they were ahead by like 2 points, 1 or 2 points, with 4 minutes to go, okay? And it was 4th and 1 on their own 30, and they were ahead, and they elected to go for it on their own 30. They got stuffed. Jared Goff got like sacked on their own 30.
Oh my God.
The Vikings get the ball, kill the clock down to a minute, score a touchdown, and then basically just don't play defense, let the Lions go down the field, score. But I mean, the Lions try and lose every week. I can't even believe it.
Wow. So I did not watch this game. So I just saw like some of the highlights, but that is bad. Dan Campbell. Well, when it's your first year in the NFL as a head coach and it takes you to week 13 to get your first win, that's not a good thing.
No,
and the fact that you've cried on live TV from just losing, that's not a good look.
We did say he would cry this week, and he did. He cried tears of joy.
Did he? Did he?
Yes, he was. Him and Jared Goff were like dry humping each other after the game. They were so happy. Jared Goff, this was the last game he's even had a chance at winning since the Super Bowl when he choked in that. I don't know. Mike Zimmer might need to commit seppuku at this point because he is atrocious. When you look at a team that loses close games, it almost always comes down to the coach or the quarterback. And in this 100%. Case, Kirk Cousins did his job. He got the ball. He scored a touchdown with a minute left. And Mike Zimmer, who has put on like 30 pounds, by the way, at least. Not that I'm a Weight Watcher per se, but it's not a good look when you're a bad coach and you're starting to put on weight, because then the fat jokes start to come in, like on the Mike McCarthy's of the world.
Yeah, I think Mike Zimmer used all of his brain power to land his like supermodel wife that's 30 years younger than him. Have you seen?
I've heard about that. That.
Yeah, his wife is like ridiculously hot and like 35 years old or something. Yeah. It looks like when they go out, it looks like he's with his daughter, you know? So that's where he used all his brain power and his, conniving techniques and winning techniques to land his woman. He doesn't have any left for the NFL.
Oh my gosh. Well, hey, I've got one I do want to say before we move on. This does bring me to my Clutchboi of the week. In Jared Goff. Just kidding. I would never make him my Clutchboi of the week. But I will give it to the man, the myth, the legend, the rookie from Egypt, Amon-Ra St. Brown. 10 receptions, 86 yards, and he caught the game-winning touchdown.
Amon-Ra St. Brown. All right.
Yeah, so give him his props. He came up huge on the last drive. He had like half the catches and like half the yards, and he burned the Vikings defense that was non-existent. So, hey, probably the last time I'll ever give out a Clutchboi to the Lions. So there you go. I did my nice thing of the year.
Lucky Lions. Is Amon-Ra the first player from Egypt in the NFL?
Well, is he officially from Egypt? I don't know, but his name sounds like it's Egyptian.
Oh God!
Ama, and then if you throw in a Ra,
okay.
something.
Good Lord. All right, on that note, let's move on.
Okay. All right.
Let's go to your Fins Giants game.
Let's go to the Fins Giants because
I'm going to let you take this one because the Fins are your team.
Yes, the Fins are my team, and I will just say that my guaranteed pick, my secret pick, hit from last week that I predicted, and that's interception in the first half from Mike Glennon. That happened in the first quarter, and the Dolphins won, and they won with ease. It was a slow and steady win for the Dolphins. They slowly separated themselves. I don't think the Giants are a mess. Saquon Barkley's broken. I was watching him this game again. When there is a massive hole for him, he can pick up chunk yardage, but unlike his first year when he was a stud and he was making everyone miss, he is not even attempting to make people miss at this point. He's just waiting on his line to make a huge hole. And if it's not there, he just runs into them and that's it. So I guess I'm calling it now. Rip Saquon Barkley. This is the beginning of the end for him.
Wow, what a short career that would be. Just curious, what were the odds on your Sammy Surefire
it was
parlay?
Even. It was even.
Even? Okay.
That's not bad.
So yeah, Sam gave that parlay out in our last episode. So if you watched and tailed, congrats. Dolphins, we knew Mike Glennon wouldn't be able to do shit here. Dolphins have been hot now.
So hot right now.
Now winning 5 straight and covering 5 straight spreads as well. So Dolphins are making bettors happy and Dolphins fans happy. Good for them.
They're officially in the hunt.
Are they?
When you see the little screen on the right, they are at the very bottom right. They are in the hunt, and they will not, I guarantee you, they will not lose this week either.
Who are they playing this week?
They are on a bye.
Oh, okay. Wow. Yeah.
I just wanted to...
Congrats, Dolphins.
You don't get this often as a Dolphins fan, so you'd like to buy on a win streak. So next week, we could say, hey, 6 weeks without a loss.
6 weeks without a loss. Congrats to all the Dolphins fan to be able to say that for like the first time in history. Okay, let's move on. All right, another shit game, but the Philadelphia Eagles versus the New York Jets, and I will take this one because Gardner Minshew is my clutch boy of the week. Minshew steps in for the Eagles. I didn't even know he was on the Eagles. And he comes in and on his first, not 1, not 2, not 3.
1, 2, 3, 4. Dwight. No, hear me out. 5, 6.
Dwight.
7. Can I finish, please?
Okay.
8.
Not 4, not 5, not 6. But on his first 7 drives, he scores points for the Eagles. Now, if that ain't Minshew magic, I don't know what is. All right. And did you see the video of him celebrating with his dad after the game?
I did not see that.
This dude was fired up. This dude is a football player. He loves to win football games. He was like so animated when he saw his dad. He was just, he's just like jumping to the parking lot, giving his dad a hug. Gardner Minshew is my clutch boy of the week. He likes to win football games. Eagles beat the Jets 33-18. Not much to say about this game. The Eagles pretty much were ahead the whole game besides the first quarter.
Did you see what Gardner Minshew came to the game in?
No.
He was dressed up like Top Gun.
Oh, yeah. So he was wearing that jacket after the game, too.
Yeah. The dude is just like the next Ryan Fitzpatrick, and he's hanging around. Hey, let me ask you, Tim. Honest thoughts after this game.
Mm-hmm.
Quarterback controversy in Philadelphia.
Well, yeah, if Gardner Minshew can be that consistent and drive the Eagles and lead them to points like that on 7 straight drives, I would give him a chance for sure.
Yeah, I agree. I say play the hot hand. Jalen Hurts has been extremely inconsistent. Just with his legs, with his arm, everything. So
especially with Minshew having, just more experience in the NFL, I would like that as a head coach. It'd make me feel more confident having a guy who's actually, started games in the NFL, more games, and has been around a little longer.
True.
All right, what should we go to next? The Colts Texans?
Yeah, Colts Texans.
This really wasn't anything besides the Colts.
I will say, I only had one note here. Your boy Tyrod Taylor was picked in the first play of the game, so that was pretty good for him. And he was later benched once they were down 21-0.
Yeah. That was a bad take I had a few episodes back, that Tyrod Taylor was a good quarterback.
You want to talk about a bad take? I took Mac Jones over passing yards yesterday morning.
Did you not hear about the weather?
I took it in the morning, and then it was not until like later in the day when they were like storms rolling in, and I was like, "Oh, great!"
Yeah, the wind was insane. Yeah, I like as soon as those videos started surfacing online of that the kicker practicing, and it was a 30-yard field goal, and then it just blows back. Pretty much I think it only dropped to 40, so under 40 was pretty much like a guaranteed pick yesterday. Yeah.
Yep. Anyways, that was Texans Colts. That was a joke of a game.
Yeah, we don't need to cover it. The Colts smashed the Texans 31-0. Jonathan Taylor got 2 more touchdowns. Nothing needs to be said. Washington football team versus the Las Vegas Raiders. Wow. God. If you watch this full game, I feel sorry for yourself.
I was catching it on Red Zone, and even on Red Zone, I was walking away from the television. I hated it. It was the worst game ever. Like, it was so bad.
Yeah, so we called this, right? We said the Washington football team.
We did. We said pick Washington straight up. I laid that. It hit. It was nice.
Yep. So the Raiders were out without their best offensive player in Darren Waller. They really could not produce anything. Washington football team just does what Washington football team does. Their defense keeps it close, and Heineke scrapes by with another win. 6-6 for the Washington football team.
Yeah, they're Antonio Gibson. They're committing to the run. As a Scary Terry McLaurin owner, he's like one of the best wide receivers in the NFL, but they are just not passing the ball. So if you've got him on your fantasy roster, just be aware of that. Be careful.
I want to see who the Patriots try and get at wide receiver in the offseason. I think they try and make a move to get a stud with Mac Jones, someone that they're going to have good chemistry with. So maybe
that's a good take.
Yeah, maybe we'll see. McLaurin or whatever, how you say his last name, go to the Patriots.
Yeah, we might just see Bill Belichick splurge on wide receivers just to like rub it into Tom Brady's face and just be like, remember how I never got you wide receivers? Well, I was
he got Randy Moss
for now. Randy Moss. But think about that. That was 15 years ago.
Yeah. Hey, they didn't need wide receivers. They had Gronk. Okay.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, this game was whatever. It was so boring. It's a really bad feeling when you pick a team to win, you bet on them. Like, betting can make any game interesting except for this game.
And it still wasn't interesting.
Yeah, like I wasn't even happy like winning the money on this game. I was just like, oh, that game's still going. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. All right. How about the Jags and Rams?
Jags, okay, yeah. How about the Jags and Rams?
We called this. Remember, another free winner for you guys. We said take the Rams -13. We almost never take double-digit spreads, but this one was free fucking money. And what did we say? I think we called like 40-10 on the episode. Yeah. Pretty much dead on. 37-7. Rams made a statement at home. We knew this was going to happen. This was free money for you guys. 37-7. Do you think how long do you think Urban Meyer is going to last in Jacksonville?
Well, that's a great question.
Or Trevor Lawrence.
Like 3 more weeks, maybe till the end of the season. Speaking of Urban Meyer, that you bring him up, he was questioned after the game on James Robinson's usage. Obviously, he's their best player. He's been a little banged up the last week or so. Carlos Hyde touched
they gave him more.
More carries, 9 to 8. So that was interesting. He was quoted when asked about this. Urban Meyer gave a very confusing response. He said, "I'm aware of it. I'm not in charge of it, but I'll watch it and say, what our thoughts are here? What are our thoughts there? Obviously, I didn't do it there with James," Meyer said on Monday.
Wow.
So spoken like
shocking.
a president-elect.
Good Lord. All right. Maybe Urban Meyer is having some early onset dementia or something going on there. He doesn't sound like he's doing too well based off his speech.
Yeah. We can only hope
wow.
he's part of me is like, he needs to be fired after this year, obviously. But the other part of me is like, please keep him around for another year, because this quotes and the stupid stuff he does on a week-to-week basis, they are so entertaining.
Yeah. All right. Let's move on.
Let's move on. Who do you want, Tim?
Ravens Steelers.
Yes, Ravens Steelers. Yes, this game generally sucked. It was kind of
this game was boring as fuck until the fourth quarter.
Yes, exactly. I'm just gonna point out that this brings me to my quarterback cuck of the week, Lamar Jackson. Okay. Now, Lamar's stats weren't the worst. They were very actually Joe Flacco-esque. 23 of 37, 253 yards passing, 1 touchdown, 1 interception.
Boring.
He makes some dumb plays, and I swear to God, after every single drive he screws up, he's always just smashing himself in the helmet afterwards. It's like his thing. I don't know why he does it. But the big news of this game, and I want to get your thoughts on this, Tim, okay? The Ravens go down the field, they tie the game, or almost tie the game. They could kick the extra point to tie the game. They elect to go for 2. John Harbaugh elects to go for 2. They don't get it with their offense, which had been struggling all day. Tim, what are your thoughts on the age-old question of go for 2 to win the game or bring it to overtime with an extra point?
Yeah, if I'm the coach, I'm bringing it to overtime every time, unless there's like some crazy wind or some other factor in the game that's going to make the extra point like less likely to happen. I saw the play. Yeah, it was pretty much terrible play call, terrible execution. If I was a Ravens fan, I'd be pissed, but I just laughed really loud.
Yeah, I completely agree. Here's my opinion on this situation. If you believe your team is better than the other team, just as a whole, which I believe the Ravens would think they're a better team than the Steelers, then you want the game going for as long as possible because you have the edge over time, right? So get it to overtime, you have the edge to win. If you're a worse team, I understand going for the 2 because you're like, this is our best shot to win the game is a coin flip here. Before the actual coin flip of overtime. And you might as well just lay it all out there. Just be like, if we can beat them on 1 play, we win. We know over, 30 plays, 20 plays, we're not better than them. So I think this was a stupid call by John Harbaugh trying to show confidence in Lamar, who's been struggling all year.
Yeah. Yep. I agree. Yeah. Not a good look for Harbaugh.
Okay, who's next? You wanted to go 49ers Seahawks?
Yeah. 49ers Seahawks. Trap game of the week. The whole world was on the 49ers here, and of course yeah. We called this in the other episode, the episode 4. We were like, okay, this seems way too good to be true. This is a trap game, but we're still gonna bet it. Minus 49ers -3.5. I guess Russell Wilson still has a little bit of life left in him, huh?
Yeah. He had a good completion percentage, 30 for 37, 231 yards, 2 touchdowns, and a pick. That's all right. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
I think this game was more about Jimmy G. He just some bad interceptions. Just under 300 yards, 2 picks, 2 touchdowns. George Kittle is their offense at this point. 9 catches. This is a tight end, mind you. 9 catches, 181 yards, and 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, that's an insane performance right there.
What? He averaged 20 yards a reception. That's a tight end.
Yeah, and that's crazy that they were able to do that and still lose the game.
Yeah. Hey, your boy AP was back.
People keep asking if I'm back, and I haven't really had an answer. But now, I'm thinking I'm back.
Tim.
Yeah, yes, he was.
And you said he would score, and you know what he did? He scored. Scored
a 1-yard run. I told you guys, pick that guy up if you desperately need someone in your flex for fantasy, there you go. There's
he
7
is absolute
points.
fire. He had 11 carries for 16 yards, averaged 1.5 yards a carry. AP is officially back. He is averaging 1 touchdown per game at this point if you round up from
But
0.
with that touchdown, he tied Jim Brown for 10th all time with touchdowns.
That is epic.
Yeah, so
And
does
and like you were saying last week, this win for the Seahawks brings him 1 game closer to winning that elusive championship.
Yes, the Seahawks are now 4-8. The Seahawks are now 4-8, last place in their division by 2 games, I think. Yeah, 2 games. Yeah, good luck, AP. That's all I have to say there.
Yeah. Anything else from this game for you?
No, not really.
No. Yeah, I'm good. It was just the disappointment of the week.
No, the disappointment of the week is this next game, because we had the Broncos to cover this game, and my God, they couldn't even score over 10 fucking points.
Thankfully, my alternate cover hit of plus 17.5.
Yeah, good on you. This brings me to my quarterback cuck of the week. I'm going with our home quarterback, Teddy Bridgewater. Teddy Steady, whatever you want to call him, or Steady Teddy. Go fuck yourself, Teddy Bridgewater. 22 of 40, 1 touchdown and 2 interceptions. It's just not going to do it for me, all right? I was talking up the Broncos. I'm like, hey, they'll cover this easy. This is a divisional game. He just doesn't have that. He reminds me of Jay Cutler. You know, he just doesn't. He doesn't really have that fucking fire in him. Like, he needs to fucking win.
That is so true.
To be able to sleep at night. He doesn't need to win. We saw this when they played the Eagles. They gave up that huge turnover, and he didn't even try and tackle the guy. He just stepped back and let him run for a 90-yard touchdown on that fumble recovery. He just doesn't care enough if they win or lose. So I fucking hate that in a quarterback, especially when it's your team. The Chiefs, the Broncos defense did what we needed to do. We held them to 22 points. We should be able to score more than 9 points in a game versus a KC defense that hasn't been that good all year.
Tim, are you saying that Steady Teddy may be too steady?
Yeah, no. Oh God, don't even just.
Well, and hey, let's not even say that the Broncos held them to 22 points, because one of those was a pick 6.
Yeah.
That murdered them. And the Broncos actually could have won this game if they would have just kicked field goals in the red zone. They kept getting to the red zone and going for it on 4th and getting stopped. And because I think they were afraid of kind of the lore of the Chiefs and what the Chiefs used to be. But can we just say that struggles have continued for Patrick Mahomes? 15 for 29, 184 yards, 0 touchdowns, and a pick.
Yeah, I know. Patrick Mahomes, I don't like the guy anyways. So, yeah, he just, after he got that massive contract, all these distractions, I don't know.
All these TikTok distractions.
His dumbass brother. I don't know. I don't think the Chiefs make it past the first round of the playoffs. I really don't.
Tim watches all of those TikToks, don't you, Tim?
What? Which ones? Shaq's and Mahomes' TikToks?
Yeah.
No, unfortunately not.
Yeah. He's like, why do these keep coming up in my feed? This is like my roommate, like a year ago, he like got TikTok, and after like a month was like, dude, do you know why all these like gay videos keep coming up in my feed? And I was like, well, I don't know, man. I think they're curated to like the stuff you watch the most.
Yeah, the algorithm's pretty good. It shows you what you like. So
he was like, that's so weird. And I was like, yeah, that is so weird.
That's an alarming sign.
Yeah, that's funny. Hey, Javonte Williams looked good.
Javonte Williams always looks good, man. Yeah. That kid has heart. That kid wants to win. Maybe Javonte Williams should go slap Teddy Bridgewater across the face and wake him up a little bit. I don't know.
I like it, yeah. But obviously a huge disappointment this week in the Broncos.
Yeah. Well, that brings us to the game of the week here.
Yeah, the game of the week.
Well, the most hyped up game of the week.
It was hyped. Yeah, actually, this game was hilarious.
The headline, this is the headline. This is the most Bill Belichick thing ever. Like you said, Mac Jones had 3 pass attempts the entire game for 19 yards, and the Patriots won this game.
That's come up with insane. Your best headline for this. Your best headline. Mine would be Mac Jones stellar in win over the Bills. Only throws 1 incompletion.
Is your headline. Scranton area paper company Dunder Mifflin apologizes to valued client. Some companies still know how business is done.
There you go. Yeah.
That's another way to look at it.
That is another way to look at it.
Some quarterbacks still know how to complete passes.
Yeah, I mean, we knew it with the weather coming into this game. This is going to be a game like that. I didn't know the Patriots would only try and throw the ball 3 times.
So funny. So Josh Allen threw the ball 30 times, just to be clear. Oh, wait, here's another headline. Bills throw the ball 10 times the amount that the Patriots do. Is passing the ball now stupid?
Okay.
I don't know. I'm thinking of these on the fly.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't have. Yeah. I mean, this game was.
It's so boring. It was so boring. And the Bills couldn't stop the Patriots running the football, which was the funniest thing. They literally had 10 guys at the line every play the Bills did, and they still couldn't stop the Patriots running the football.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, and that being said,
what do we say? What do we say too? What we said? Take the Patriots. Bills cannot play good teams. They blow the fuck out of bad teams, but they lose to good teams. Yeah. So the Bills now dropped to 7-5. Who thought that before the season? A lot of people had these guys as the favorites to win the Super Bowl. Yikes. Patriots now improved to 9-4, and Mac Jones and Bill Belichick are firing on all cylinders. I guess what I really get annoyed about is that having to listen to Chris Collinsworth, as I get annoyed every week with him, but they kept the whole game. They were like, it's just unbelievable to think that the Bills' number 1 rushing defense can't stop the Patriots. Listen, they're the number 1 rushing defense because earlier in the season, they played like the seller teams for like 3 or 4 games straight, which those teams were playing from behind, so they threw the ball the whole time. Yeah. And so like every time they've given up like 200 plus rushing yards 2 weeks in a row. They're not the league's number 1 rushing defense. It just looks like that on paper. Yeah, not even close. Not even close.
Anyways, that's all I had on that game. You have anything else?
Nope. That's it for that game.
Yeah, I guess that is the games being covered.
But in our next episode on Friday, we're going to give you guys a bunch of, I do all the work and I'm going to look at all the games and I'll give you guys a couple free picks on Friday's episode for the Sunday games.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, that pretty much wraps us up for today, I would say, unless there's anything pressing I'm forgetting about.
Nope, there's your week 13 recap. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, and enjoy your week, guys. That is episode, was this 4 or 5?
5. This is 5. Yeah.
Episode 5 is done.